Hello, my name is Karin Tobiason. Thank you so much for dropping by Firefly Readings with Karen. This is a channel that I am committed to answering your questions, whatever they are. So I have a couple more questions today that have been called in, and I want to go ahead and get started with them. If you like what you hear, like what you see, please like, subscribe, and share. I love seeing messages also in the chat. And it's also a beautiful way to help support the channel. So thank you. If you have a question, go ahead and put it in and we will queue it up to be answered as well. All righty, let me start. I've got some questions written out here. The very first question that came in is, can I learn how to have an out-of-body experience? And let me look at this. Yes, of course, you can learn. Many people do it every day. So what I'm getting told, what I'm being told, that the very best way to train yourself in order to have an out-of-body experience, and that's when you, that would be when your soul leaves your body and can, it always kind of feels to me like, you think, I want to be over here, and you zoop, you go. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience. There's nothing to be afraid of. What I'm being told, the very best way that you can do to train yourself to do it is get up kind of in the middle of the night, kind of early morning before you're ready to get up. And they're actually saying, like, get up and start working, kind of get up. And they're saying just get in the habit of getting up at the very same time every night and stay awake for like 20 or 30 minutes. And so they're saying that if you stay in bed, you're probably going to fall back asleep. So kind of get up, maybe go sit in a comfortable chair with a blanket or something, and just use this time, this 20 to 30 minutes, to just meditate. And then when you're done, after your 20 or 30 minutes, then consciously go back to sleep. And there's something really important about this time. It's a time where most of the people are sleeping. And I know that there's different time frames and days and all over the planet, but it's actually kind of when your area, when your city or where your town, where your um, um, zip code is the quietest. So you don't have any real interference. You've got very little interference coming in. And then just kind of use this as a practice. Get up, get out of bed, stay awake, go meditate for 20 to 30 minutes, and then go back to sleep. And what you are then doing is letting them know that you are available at that time in order to have an out-of-body experience. So good luck with that. And again, there's nothing to be worried about. It's a glorious feeling. I've been doing it since I was a child. All righty. So let's move on. The second question that I have is, what can we expect next in our overall ascension? Hmm. Um, so the very first thing that they want me to talk about is where we are at in our ascension. Our spiritual team, our guides and angels, our the ascended masters, all that there is, whoever you identify with on the other side. Um, they have always been leading us forward for our highest and best and for our own ascension needs. So, what many, many people are starting to feel, have been feeling quite a bit of, is I'm going to say we've jumped off of a cycle. We have left a cycle behind, and we haven't completed it the way that we normally do. And when I say the way we normally do is we complete it and then we have this spaciousness to kind of wander around and kind of celebrate and, kind of, gather everything that we learned, all of the growth that our soul had in this cycle. And it's really a beautiful experience. And then we step onto a brand new cycle. And in this one, um, they wanted to take us off our old one. No spaciousness, no time in the center. They had us all step into a new one. And if you haven't experienced this yet, it's fine. It's coming up. It's coming in with layers. And we have stepped onto this brand new cycle. And most of us saw stardust. Most of us saw this really beautiful, glimmering picture of hope and miracles and this exciting picture. And this, so what this process is in our ascension that is your destiny, that was your destiny, or that will be your destiny calling you forth. So you're not making it up. You're not, hoping, but it's actually what you've already created in your whole life path to actually walk towards. And right now, the big, big lesson that your team has for you is you all know that your thoughts become a thing, your words become a thing, your emotions become a thing. And they just wanted us to have the vision of seeing where we're going. And then many of you are probably feeling the tusami of fear or the spooky wookies coming up. The only reason that those spooky wookies are coming up right now, it's unresolved stuff. And they want you to look at it as knowing that what this next step in your ascension is all about is creating forward. You're creating your world. So when you looked out through your eyes and you saw this beautiful picture and this like just beautiful miracles, the very first thing then that happened is all of the spooky wookies came in and they want you to look at them in this way. They want you, when they come in and they're going to knock you down to the ground, they're going to scare you, but they want you to just take a really, really deep breath and remember to just literally treat these spooky wookies. This is not bad luck. This is not bad karma. This is not bad. This is your opportunity for you to choose what you create forward. So I want you to literally, when the Tusamiya spooky wookie comes in, I want you to literally say, thank you for reminding me that I have a choice what I create forward. And I certainly don't want this. So as you also know, anything sent back to the light must go. It is just spiritual law, much like all your thoughts become things. And this is happening faster and faster. So you just send this whole thing back to the light to be transmuted back to love and light. It's probably will have you pretty shaken up. So I'm also going to encourage you, if anybody here has heard me speak, go set the alarm, take a 5-minute nap, reboot, reset, let the movement, let all of the spooky wookies just move out like a weather system. And so that is actually what's happening right now. Or it soon will be, or you may be finishing this up. The next thing that you can expect is that um, um, our chakra system has always been kind of has always been kind of individual. So we have our root chakra, and it's bright and it's light, or it needs more love every once in a while when we get scared. We have our sacral chakra, and it's always been a standalone. We have our solar plexus, we have our heart chakra, our throat, our third eye, and then of course, the beautiful, beautiful crown chakra. And what's been happening for quite some time, our chakras have been coming together. So typically what I see is your ground chakra is sending some light up to your sacral chakra and then up to your solar plexus, and kind of turning, rather than being the light colors that they were, it's kind of like coming into kind of a crystalline light. And same with your heart, your throat, and your third eye. And so what's happening is our whole chakra system is connecting all the way up, so that literally our ground chakra is connecting up with our crown chakra. And so we're feeling this kind of airy kind of tiredness, but these are all of the ones that are kind of connecting up. It's a huge evolution. It's a huge, huge, yeah, beautiful place to be, which literally means that if your ground chakra is connected to your crown chakra, your creativity is, you have access to your creativity. You have access to what you want to give birth to in the world, your purposeful life, what you love doing, what you came here and meant to do. It also allows you to only speak your truth, no more speaking somebody else's truth. Or the way I always did it was, I always kind of felt like I was making nice, but I was not speaking my own truth. And when all those pieces come together, and that's when your clairvoyancy lights up, you see a lot clearer than you ever have. That's when it connects in with your crown chakra, all there is, and you are connected. You literally, Rumi described it the very best, is you have, rather than being the little tiny drop of the ocean that contained all of the ocean, this next evolution is literally stepping you up and giving you access to the whole ocean. And so what we can expect next is we are becoming one. We are becoming one with all there is. That means that we have access to everything. We just need to ask. We need to ask what we want. We need to ask not how to do stuff. They'll do all that, but just what we want and how we're going to feel when it is delivered. So how that's going to feel in our body, that is going to feel like we're not doing anything. We're not doing enough. We're just sitting and, humming in our perfection. And when we are not doing, the spooky wookies and the tusami that'll could probably come in is, what are you doing? You're being lazy. You're not doing enough. What are you doing? You're going to starve. You're not going to, And this is a beautiful opportunity for you to take those spooky wookies, make a choice. Do I want to have a slave mentality going forward? Or do I want to send that back to the light and step into my power where I literally am using my light, my radiance, my soul to create what I want? In a much wider, beautiful way. Do I want to move the miracle? Do I want to move the molecules into the miracles? Or do I want to keep acting like Sisyphus, pushing that rock up the hill, knowing that every day that I do it, there's no benefits gained, except tomorrow when I come back to the same hill, the rock has fallen down to the bottom and I start all over. So expect that the next kind of evolution of your ascension is literally going to be just you're a light source, and just get comfortable with being a light source. And all you're doing is creating forward. I want to feel safe in this world. I want to feel protected. I want to feel honored in this world. I want to be safe. I want to be seen. I want to feel heard and feel safe and protected. I want plenty to come in for me and my whole community. And I want to use the gifts. I want to use these beautiful gifts that I love doing, I'm good at doing, in order to bring in my version of bringing peace on earth. So that is the next things that you can expect in your ascension. So thank you for that question. And I have another question. How do I develop a deeper relationship with my guides and angels? And how do I learn to trust them the best? I don't trust them. The best ways to really learn and trust your connection with your whole team is to get up every day and either, open up a doc on your computer or pull in, a beautiful journal. And what they want you to do is they always want you to date the journal, because that's how you can tell, as you start communicating with your team and your team starts telling you what's going to be coming in for you and what they're working on and, what you're working on their behalf. You'll also learn how long it takes for your goodies to come in. So always date it. And the best way to just start is literally just like ask them a question. Just ask them a question, whatever question that you have for them. And it may take a little bit of time before you start your automatic writing. What I've always done is because the connection just takes a little bit of time, is I just let them know I'm ready to write, and I literally write blah, 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 blah. And then I will feel, I will hear, see, feel, however, whatever my best developed clair is. And then I just start writing. And go ahead and just keep writing. You can keep asking questions and see what comes down. You can just allow them to expire the information they have on the question. There's no right or wrong way to do it. But what you're actually doing is by doing this every day, you're letting them know that you're willing to show up and communicate with them every day. It's also very, very fair to ask them for proof that what they're telling you is true, that that everything is true and fine. And sometimes when you're asking for proof, The proof will automatically come in. Not sometimes your stuff will come in, all your stuff that you want will come in immediately. Sometimes you will just get, a blossoming in your heart of just an exhale. Sometimes it's just hopefulness that just feels like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm going to be fine. Sometimes it's going to be you'll find a feather. Sometimes you'll have, I call them a drive-by by a loved one that you'll just kind of know that they're there, kind of give you a psychic little hug. But and sometimes you'll get off you'll just be taken off of, the hamster wheel in your head. And just every time they give you a sign that everything's going to be okay. Every time you say thank you, you'll get more. And every time you say thank you, show me more clearly that you're working on this, you'll get more and more and more until it kind of manifests in. And so that's probably the best way to develop that relationship with your team. And also just to learn to trust them. Is when your stuff comes in, you can go back, you can look at timing, you can look at what you were asking for, you can look at what they said. And they want you in communication with them, and they want to show you and prove to you that they are trustworthy. So I hope that helps. I have one last question here. Oh, so I've been told that my whole life is predetermined. So where does free will come in? Oh, what a fascinating question. So, yes, let me talk about everything being predetermined. So when you were on the other side, you were planning to come here and you were creating, all of your relationships, and you were creating all, your whole life path and everything that you will have experienced, just depending on the choices that you make while you're down here. And so you plan everything out. This is why it oftentimes takes a longer time for souls to actually come back, because they've got to meet up with their whole soul family. They've got to meet up with absolutely everything. They need to do an agreement. And it's so much more complicated than, okay, I'm going to come down and I'm going to study to be a healer, or a physician. I'm going to do this. I'm going to connect with my, beautiful soulmate, going to, get married, have kids, going to be in service. And what takes so long in creating all of this is that is always highest and best. And when we are relaxed and when we are focused and when we have not chosen to also use this life path to grow our soul in ways unimaginable to us down here and going through it. And you all know who you are. And because you've volunteered to bring in a ton of old stuff, you've brought in a lot of karma coming in. You've brought in, universal karma that you're going to heal. You've brought in ancestral that you've come in, and you've really just kind of stumbled forward into your success. And so everything's predetermined. Every decision that you could make has already been determined on what will happen if you make that decision. And so your free will is choosing not to go into a linear line. So I'm going to, come in, I'm going to do everything perfect. I'm going to be in touch with my guides. I'm going to move forward in a really beautiful way. It's like, you know what? I want to learn I'm doing some interesting, I'm just going to say, I'm doing some interesting ancestral stuff. And where I have choices where my ancestors didn't, and where I have the freedom to, make different decisions. They always could have made the decisions, but many times it's like the ramifications would have been too hard or whatever. So when we use our free will, we're never getting off path, but when we say, okay, I know I am in a really toxic relationship right now, and I have learned so much in this relationship. And I have learned so much about how much I give my power away. And I've learned so much as to, why I don't feel like I'm deserving of a beautiful relationship, and why I keep showing up and I keep taking care of other people. And I want to learn just a little bit more about this. And so you hit a point where you're given an exit point, do I stay or do I stay or do I leave? Do I leave or do I stay? Whatever that song was. And sometimes we assert our free will and say, I know that I should get out, but I want to try one more thing. And so you step in, and this is actually where your guides get really excited. When we assert our own free will based on what we know we shouldn't, everyone leans in, they get really excited. Wow, what are they going to learn? This is so exciting. So it's never that you made a mistake. It's never like, why do I keep making the wrong decision over and over and over? If you were to be able to hear your team, they would be like, this is so exciting. Look at you. So everything is predetermined. You are meant, you came forward meaning to walk this line, to come in, to do your work, to fulfill your commitment. And I'm going to say right now of bringing peace on earth. And so most of us are really being nudged in a way that kind of feels spooky. It feels scary. We feel vulnerable. But it is exactly what we already planned from the other side. So whatever decisions you make, absolutely appropriate. Your team loves it. They want you to know right now is a go time for most of us. We are to really kind of look at everything in our life that we've either collected enough data as to what we don't want. We have realized that we have not loved ourselves as much as our capacity. And so it's kind of like, what's not for you any longer, what's not for you any longer, what's not for you any longer, and just let those go. And you are being asked to step up and start co-creating with your beautiful, beautiful community down here. And even if you don't have a community coming in, let me say that again. Even if your beautiful community isn't in yet, they will be coming in. So they just want you to start your process of choosing love instead of fear, loving yourself a little bit more every day, a little bit more every day, a little bit more every day. And know that even when you saw that incredible picture in front of you, and it was big and it was wide and it affected a lot, that is actually where you're going. So take a deep breath Allow the spooky wookies to come in, send those back to the light, take a nap, reset, reboot, get back into your heart. And that is all you're doing and creating forward, creating forward. I want to feel just a little bit better in this creation. I want to feel a little safer. I want to feel just a little bit more protected. I want to know and feel that I've got plenty coming in for everybody. I'm perfect. I'm perfect. I'm just collecting data. That's it. And some of it is data of what I don't want, but it's absolutely perfect. So if you feel like everything's kind of at a standstill right now, I know I do. That just means it's not time to go. Things are being woven on your behalf. They just want you creating what you want forward, sending back to the light all of the karma, all the stuff that no longer you've collected all the data. You know what it feels like when you don't see your light, when you don't feel your light, when you don't know your greatness, when you do not love yourself unconditionally. So if you do not feel that, send it back to the light and know you're being guided perfectly and beautifully from your team for this beautiful, beautiful ascension. So I hope that helps. It means a lot that you're all here. Thank you. And please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.